This episode of Techzilla is brought to you by Squarespace.
Hey, it's time to get our HD Nation on. Steve in St. Paul, Minnesota writes in, you frequently talk about TVs, but you don't talk about antennas. There are still some of us that don't have, don't want, and or don't need cable or satellite. We're not Luddites, we just don't have the time, interest, or money for 500 channels that we won't watch. I know cable can provide broadband internet access, but DSL works fine for my needs. So if you could give us throwbacks, some guidance on good antennas, that would be fantastic. Signed, Steve in St. Paul. Well,
okay.
Throwback.
Yeah, I take issue with that. You've never heard Robert talk about over-the-air recording on his TiVo? I want to make a really cool Garrison Keillor statement about self-esteem here and how you should have left the old-school UHF directional aerial strapped to the roof of your house. Actually, seriously, it's kind of funny, right? Those big honking, like turn the knob and the antenna rotates.
That's even better.
They are awesome for over-the-air HDTV. Seriously, we have talked about antennas. We've even pointed out that some of the best-looking HD you can put on a 1080p screen is over-the-air. We just don't get that many questions about it because it's pretty simple. So should we show them AntennaWeb?
Most definitely. It's a great place to start, by the way, antennaweb.org. It's a site put together by the CEA. Essentially, you can just enter your address, tell it how high your building is, and if there are any buildings, steeples, towers, or other structures taller than 4 stories within 4 blocks of your location.
That would be a yes in our case here.
Exactly. If you have airports within 2 miles of your location and or nearby trees over 30 feet tall, punch that data in, hit the button, and something pretty cool happens.
First you verify the map. This isn't the cool part. It's like they just want to make sure that you have the address right.
Ah, gotcha. Using Google Maps. Address level. There we go. And you get this list of, these are the local channels that we could receive over the air, the networks themselves, what kind of antenna needs that you would need to receive that, as well as a compass heading if you really want to, nail down the direction the broadcast tower is. Now, yellow in this case is pretty good. It means a small omnidirectional or multi-directional antenna should be enough because the broadcast tower is fairly close. Now, they also make models that are hidden in a picture frame if you need an antenna like that.
Yeah.
I just put one in storage that's a flat panel style one. I think it's made by RCA. And they make a few of those. And the ones I'm always looking for are the ones that have the multiple antenna designs built into the one basically flat antenna. And what it can do is if it connects to a smart receiver, it can actually shift the antenna pattern inside of the device to optimize the reception. However, I don't see that many devices that support those smart antennas yet. Right. And I'm sure if there are out there, if anybody's using one of those smart antennas, send me an email. I'd love to hear about it and know your experiences with it.
That said, if you have a bunch of yellow on that chart, something like basically do a search for HDTV antenna picture frame, like Antennas Direct. The PF7 was one of the first ones we saw. It's $40.
You mean a real picture frame?
And literally, it's a picture frame that hangs on your wall, and the HDTV antenna is hidden inside of the picture frame. Here's the thing, though: if you get into like purple, you're probably out in the sticks, or you're just far away from the antenna. So if we wanted to get like the blue UHF, we're looking at some pretty serious antenna action to make that work. And VHF is also kind of funny because almost everything you get, like we have like, so we've got some yellow VHF channels. The majority of our stuff here in the
we have enough local
UHF.
stuff done in VHF here. And VHF, by the way, would be your channels 2 through 13. UHF covers 14 through 51. Right. You essentially want an antenna that covers both of those frequencies or parts of the spectrum so that you can receive any local channels that are available. You can't really just have one or the other anymore, in most markets that I've seen at least. Right. So,
hot tip, try an antenna you already have first. If you still have the crazy antenna on the roof of your house,
that's number 1.
Plug that into your TV and get your happy on.
I was going to say, even rabbit ears, a small antenna. I have a small digital tuner for my computer that has an antenna about this long, and it picks up my local stuff just fine. It's also a newer digital tuner, and even TVs that have these newer digital tuners, newer TVs in general, have tuners that are far more sensitive than the older sets used to have. Now, some other resources out there you can check out: tvfool.com and the HDTV technical section at the AVS forum are excellent places to get your start and to figure out what hardware you have, you need, and what's available for you. Yes.
Cool. But yeah, do it. Do it now.
Do it now.
Today.
Next up, we have
Apulo
tweets. At Robert Heron, I have a DVD copy of The Video Essentials. Is it still useful for high-def TVs? And you can look that up over at videoessentials.com, but I would say yeah. Yeah, for things like setting up contrast, black level, and sharpness, the DVD version of Joe Kane's Video Essentials is fine. For color settings, I'd be tempted to upgrade to the Blu-ray version. Or if you already have a blue filter, a blue piece of plastic to look through, and you want to save some cash, the AVS HD 709 calibration disc is not only free to download and burn, it's just a great alternative. And I think they've even included some of the videos we had when we were demonstrating that on the show a few months ago. However, it's not as complete or as informative as Video Essentials, but it does get the job done at a price that just about anybody can afford.
Was that free?
Downright, it is free. Free is good. However, shall we get it on?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Hey, it's time for the new Blu-ray releases for the week of July 19th, 2011. First up, Amélie. This 2001 French film stars Audrey Tautou and was nominated for 5 Academy Awards and won numerous awards worldwide. This Region A locked release comes with an MPEG-4 AVC codec, 235:1 aspect ratio, and a French DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 soundtrack. Blu-ray.com calls this one of the most gorgeous films in recent memory, and that this new transfer finally reproduces the film's absolutely lush and luscious cinematography largely to a T. Extras include the director's commentary, a 12-minute featurette focusing on the cinematography, 2 minutes of outtakes, 6 minutes of screen tests, a 24-minute Q&A with the director, another 5-minute Q&A with the director and cast, a short 1-minute segment that compares the storyboards with the final scene, a 20-minute talk with the director, 12 minutes of behind the scenes, and a scrapbook with behind-the-scenes photos, posters, storyboards, and more. Next up, Limitless, the unrated and extended cut. This 2011 film is based on a novel and follows Bradley Cooper, a bedraggled author who comes across a drug that enables him to fulfill his potential and turns him into a flashy Wall Street master. This film got mixed reviews, but the Blu-ray transfer is quite good, with Blu-ray.com saying that there are some niggling problems, mostly due to very minor aliasing. But overall, this transfer boasts exceptionally fine detail, amazingly variegated color and contrast, and solid black levels. It's a Region A locked disc, and extras include a director's commentary, a total of 15 minutes of interviews and behind-the-scenes footage with the cast and crew across 2 featurettes, and an alternate ending. You can choose between the theatrical version and the extended version of the film, but the differences are very minor, and there's only a difference of 45 seconds between the 2 runs. Also released this week, Torchwood, the complete original UK series. This Doctor Who spin-off is kind of like a British version of the X-Files with more action. While the existing seasons have been individually on Blu-ray, this is the whole package. It contains 12 discs with all the same content from the previous release, 13 episodes of Season 1, 13 episodes of Season 2, and Season 3. Children of the Earth, which is more like a miniseries since it was only 5 episodes. The extras are on the same as well. Commentaries, deleted scenes, outtakes, plus all the episodes of Torchwood Declassified, the behind-the-scenes series that follows the making of each episode in depth. The 4th season premiered a few weeks ago and is airing in the United States for the first time on the Starz network, so this is the perfect way to catch up if you've been missing out. And as always, check out our show notes at techzilla.com or hdnation.tv for the rest of this week's Blu-ray releases. Hey, it's time to thank one of our sponsors, Squarespace.
Squarespace, people, it's a fast and easy way to create a high-quality blog portfolio, any kind of website. If you've got questions or need help, Squarespace has 24-hour support 7 days a week for every single member. Start your website or blog by choosing from over 60 professionally designed templates. Then you add content from your computer, your iPhone, or your iPad. Squarespace offers some awesome mobile apps that let you easily add entries and manage comments from anywhere you can get an internet connection. Many of the internet's highest traffic web pages, powered by Squarespace, not to mention many of the personal pages are Revision 3's hosts and personalities. Do yourself a favor, check out squarespace.com to get a free 2-week trial and 10% off when you sign up in July. Just do us a favor, use the coupon code TechZilla7. You'll be supporting the show when you do.